My name is Jill Greenberg, and I am a photographer. And I've lived in Los Angeles for almost 6 years. I lived in New York about 12 years before that. I don't really romanticize, straight photography. I think that it's nice to just get in there, and if you want to change the picture, you change the picture. It doesn't have to mean, it doesn't need to be evidence of some actual event that happened.
Good boy!
Oh, nice work.
Yeah, I just got all these pictures of them looking like really sweet. Although this one I put Black Panther eyes in. I like those. Because the bears have such small eyes. I thought it'd be fun to switch their eyes. It's a very silly Photoshop trick, but it looks cool. I paint with, by hand with my style, with the Wacom tablet, and it's really fun. Really enjoy doing it because I've just been drawing, my whole life, so I can't imagine not doing that at all anymore. The emotion of this little child crying was just this true, honest emotion, and I just, I thought that the picture should be titled 4 More Years, because that was right after George Bush had been reelected to a second term. And some of them were friends' children, but most of them, I would say 80% of them, were just professional little 2 and 3 year olds. So their mothers and fathers knew that I wanted them to be crying for the pictures. So I said, you guys are going to have to help me because I'm not going to do it. You're going to have to try to make your kid cry. If it's going to be, I'm going to take away your candy, or you're not going to have any more toys, or when we get home, I'm going to throw your Game Boy in the garbage. They were going to cry with the candy thing, or they weren't. There were some kids who would just sort of look at you like, I'm not going to cry. I'm tough. I'm like, okay, good.
First idea I had was when I saw Jill Greenberg's photos of her series of babies. Just the lighting and the way that she shot the emotion of those pictures, it just was like, oh my gosh, she has to shoot my album artwork.
She was thinking that she was going to use the crying picture on the cover, but didn't make it. Didn't make the cut. I was doing an ad job, actually, and we had rented a little monkey. I'd never seen a monkey close up before, so I decided to do a portrait. And then I just sort of fell in love with the results. I thought that it looked like, I'd never really seen anything like that before. It seemed like a portrait of a person, but not a person. And that was the shot that I was like, wow, I think I should do monkey portraits. Mala was trained to do that. So her trainer said, do you want Mala to do a pinup pose? And I said, yes, please. And this guy only shot half a roll of film because he was basically blinking. He didn't like the strobes. But I ended up getting a nice picture of him wincing at the lights. Like this one, like I said, was being held. It's a little tiny baby white capuchin. So he's probably like this big altogether. So he was being held by his trainer while I was photographing him. That actually might have been a shot that I did when he was hanging upside down from the guy's hand. I don't know, that guy's like one of my favorites, that adults orangutan. You can't really get adult orangutans, they're pretty dangerous usually. But he was really pretty well trained and he was pretty funny. He has such character. The little teeny, the monkeys that, especially when they're babies, they're just like total crazy little freaks. I mean, like they'll run away, they'll bite their handlers. And it's really hard because when you're doing a close-up, using sort of a long lens, a macro lens, and you have to and they're moving really fast and you're just like trying to focus and keep them in it's just really hard. And so it's sort of, kids were slightly easier than a baby monkey, but the kids are hard.